Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's session at Gwalior Smart City Incubation Center. I'm Shruti Agrawal, your host at GeneCube. We help founders build, and grow with the right tools and expert guidance. Our today's topic is AI essentials for early stage startups, helping for automation in AI, automation in operations, a must-know area for anyone building in today's tech-driven world. So we are honored to have with us Mr. Shashank Semwal, a seasoned data scientist with over 18 years of experience in delivery data-driven solutions that enhance operational efficiency and solve complex business challenges. He brings deep expertise in data analytics, predictive modeling, statistical techniques, and deep learning with hands-on experience building regression models and neural networks using TensorFlow. So today he'll be helping us understand how startups can leverage AI to automate operations, reduce manual efforts, identify inefficiencies, and create smarter, more resilient business systems. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Shashank Semwal. Over to you, Shashank, and very welcome to our show.
Thank you, Shruti. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. Yes, I think we can get started. If you have the presentation, you can share it across and we can walk it through. Perfect. From survival to scale in Indian grain. So the conceptual idea here is that every one of us know that how dynamic is Indian startup environment, and yeah, it is being improving over in years, and we have surpassed a substantial roadblocks. And with the current set of the government and the new policies, we have seen a very major changes that is happening in startup ecosystem. Uh, but still, there is long way to go, and we wanted to make sure that with the current technology, which is AI, and we are well versed with this technology, and we can use this technology for our benefit. So before going and further discussing about how AI can automate, let's first discuss about what are the core pillars for any startup to be successful in India. So over here, what you can see that the very first pillar that we have is a product market fit. Yes, we will agree that the product market fit, the product which actually fits the Indian context, the product which is meant for the Indian consumer, the uh, and why the product market fit is required, because the geography is the change in dimensions that happen across India, right? If you'll go from east to west, north to south, the inclination of a particular product is completely different, right? What about the product being expecting from the northern side of the India is very different from what people are expecting from the they're staying in the southern side of the India, right? So designing a right product market fit, which actually understands what is being required from the customer point of view, is of prime importance. And we will see, like as in when we will go through the presentation, we will see how AI will help us to curate this product market fit specific kind of a product. Um, Competent and the resilient founding team, yes. So as in startup, the team is of very essential. Uh, we understand that the team size may not be of too big because of the certain restriction and the resources, right? As a startup, we always being limited with the kind of the resources that we have in our hand, right? So setting up a right team and how AI will help us to uh, come up with such a mix of the team which have a wide variety of interest and expertise into the different field, and how AI can help us to identify that. We will look into that. Uh, Now, business has moved from a purely a growth-based business to a profit model. Now, over the years, we have seen that the valuation has not been the game altogether, right? It is not about valuation now. It is all about building a profitable model, right? Which on a year-on-year basis, which can generate some profit and not purely based on the growth model, right? And yes, AI can definitely help us to identify the unit economics of each of the product based on the different dynamics. Strategic networking is one of the key area for any startup, right? For any founder to collaborate. and AI can definitely participate and give some helping hands in this area as well, right? Now, DPI, the digital public infrastructure, this has been a game changer in Indian context for last 7 to 8 years. Specifically after COVID, we have seen the size and the amount of the UPI transaction that is happening in India has completely changed the game. Right, we have surpassed a lot of different matrices across the globe, and UPI is now standing at second and the third largest payment infrastructure. It's not only the payment gateway, and we will see how AI automation can contribute in the digital public infrastructure, and how a startup can benefit out of it. Yes, setting up an collaboration with the ecosystem, with the peer network and the peer group, and AI can definitely help us to identify the resources that is required for a particular ecosystem. Yes. Over to the next slide. Now, let's first understand that where founders today are spending their time. So, as per multiple research report, we have seen that uh, approximately 30% of the time founders are spending in designing a marketing strategy, product vision, right? Identifying the right customer for them, right? Creating a sale pitch and all different activity that is there, right? And till now, like some 15-20 years back, which has been mostly a very slow paced work to identify the right product marketing strategy, identifying the customer, right? Identifying, understanding the behavior of a customer, right? So all that has been a very manual effort for long period of time, but now AI has automated it, and we will see how it help a founder to accelerate these versions, right? Team management, we have already discussed. 5 to 30% of the time a founder spend their time hiring the right people, mentoring them, making them align as per the organization's vision. uh, Again, networking and the PR, public relation, how a brand PR can actually change the completely company's cash flow. An organization cash flow can be completely changed by a right PR strategy or even a wrong PR strategy, right? The day-to-day activity of administration also being handled by a lot of AI tools that is available on our disposal, where right now founders are spending some 5 to 10% of their time, right? And then there are a lot of unplanned activity that keeps on popping up in between, right? And we can see that there are substantial amount of time, approximately 1 out of 3 hours, based on the many reports that suggest that 30% of the time the founders spend their time, roughly 25 to 30% of time the founders spend their time in reacting to the unplanned activities, right? And as in when we will see how AI can actually help us to streamline these unplanned activities. Yeah. Now, what are the real problems that startup is facing? Yes, a paramount the manual work, right? So there are a lot of manual works which are never been accounted, as in when the founders are setting up the scale of a business, right? So as in when the business grows, the amount of the manual work keep on increasing, right? And then there becomes a huge disparity between the inflows and the amount of effort that is being put up to generate those inflows. Yes, the founder became an operator, so now it becomes everyday fight, and a founder has been changed from a leader to now being an operator, right? So that is also one of the biggest time killing for a founder, where they uh, essentially running everyday tasks instead of leading the business, right? And decisions are purely judgmental, and these are based on the people and not based on the system. So no definitions of SOPs, right? Every one of you understand that yes, the need of the SOP, as in when the organizations grow, right, it becomes enormous. And that uh, and as a startup, the decisions became purely based on the people dependent, right? And there is no system for that. And with all of this manual work we see, right, with the manual work with respect not aligning with the inflows, right, the leaders become the operator, right, and the decisions are purely based on the judgments and the people, right? the amount of the error that keeps on increasing to a substantial level, right? So yeah, these are the real problem that challenges that a founder faces on a day-to-day basis. Now, now talking about how AI can find the right product market fit. Within three core categories, right? The very first thing what a product require is a very intensive market research, right, and understanding their customer, right. Before designing a product, a business need to understand this product is being curated towards what sort of customers, right? What is the consumer behavior, right? So how AI can solve them? So there are a lot of different tools that are available to understand the sentiment analysis, right? Um, for example, suppose you are wanted to set up a product which tackles to uh, a beauty industry, right? So a lot of feeds that is coming to different social media platform like Twitter or Facebook, right? So organization can, there are a lot of product which organization can use to find out that what are the sentiments of a customer with respect to the shape, size, color, and the fragrance of a particular group, right? So that is that's kind of a sentiment analysis that that a founder can do. And we have well tested, very intensive algorithm to understand how to curate and consumer behavior out from the sentiment, right? uh, Now, using the same sentiment analysis, organization can also create a persona or different sort of the persona that they can create, and they can design their product as per those personas, right? Moreover, while doing a sentiment analysis, organization can also find out that what are the likes and the dislike, what are the things that our product being disliked by a particular consumer group, right? That is the competitive intelligence, that not only organization is finding that what is that a consumer is liking, but they are also finding what a consumer is not liking, right? And that is all before bringing a product into the market, right? So understanding the product market fit using a sentiment analysis will definitely be the one of the prime area where an organization can create a right product market fit. Rapid prototyping, yes. So now there are a lot of tools that are available which will help to come up with a very fast MVP product development, right? Without being too much, without doing a too much investment into the product right up front, right? So coming up with the right MVP with the least investment, and then modifying those MVP as per the sentiment they are being gauging from the market on a real time basis. Uh, Refining the MVP product using an automated A/B testing, again using a right AI tool, will accelerate the overall MVP development timelines. And with a lot of tools that are available to simulate a user interface, now the founders don't need to invest a huge amount into creating a user interface with a long scrum cycle, right? That creation of this user interface is can be done in a very short period of time. There are tools which will help to create a user interface merely in a day with the context of the MVP development. Now, everything that we have discussed so far with respect to the product market fit, uh, this has to come through the data driven, right? So instead of developing a product based on the gut and the intuition, now the product being developed using the data, right? And and the sentiment analysis can help us to identify that how a consumer sentiment will change over a period of time, right? uh, it can be changed based on the new product being upcoming in the market, new competitive products being coming. So a predictive analysis will help us to identify a startup, that how a product can be changed over a period of time based on the continuous data that is coming from the different social networkings. A behavioral analysis, how the consumer is changing the behavior based on the different inputs and different what do we say, uh, mm, different kind of rewards that we are giving, right? Different kinds of the rewards that the competitors are giving. So how the behavior of a customer is changing based on the reward system. And product market fit can be developed based on the personalized customer consumer behavior, right? So all these things which will help us to create a right product will help us by the using of the AI and the different algorithms and the technology that is available now. Building a right product is not only the game changer. Finding the right team which will help us to drive this product to the market is of a prime importance. um, AI can help us to identify the gaps that is available in our current existing teams and what is required. So, what is required to bring my team to the next level by identifying the gaps that are present in in the skills of my teammates, right? Talent acquisition, AI can actually scan through thousands of resumes and can identify the right people, right fit based on the requirement, which unlikely being done uh, by some user like manual team, like which will takes like a weeks or a month to scan through all those resume. So there is a lot of time that is being saved uh, while bringing this tool in the context of the acquiring right talent for an organization. Uh, now, AI can also help us to identify the behavioral cues within our team, right? So the employee burnout, right? How the late logins being done by the employee, the amount of the time being taken by an employee to respond to the particular email. So all those kind of the behavior can be captured by the AI can, and which ultimately can help us to identify that a possible employee might be experiencing a burnout, right? So those kind of the early indication help us to create a right environment for our team members. Yeah. So understanding customer lifetime value. So acquiring a customer is not only the goal. We businesses wanted to understand that what is the lifetime value of my customer, right? And what is the total cost of acquisition of my customer, right? How what is the amount of outflow that I'm doing to acquire a particular customer. Now, based on the different matrices, based on the different tools that are available from the AI perspective, right, the calculation of customer acquisition cost can be done in the fraction of minutes using different channels, right? And the dynamic pricing. For based on the different customer, the prices can be dynamically change, right? Now, for example, we have seen that different e-commerce platform are readjusting the price for a particular product on a seamless basis. So the price of a product might be x on one e-commerce platform and the same price being reflected on the other e-commerce platform as well, right? So how that is happening, that is the dynamic change in the price that is happening across the e-commerce, right? Yeah. Automatic and the real-time financial analysis. Now there is no need for a founder to go and sit and understand the cash flow. AI tools can automatically identify the inflows and the outflows that is happening on the every time basis, and they can predict, they can project that what time in the future you may run out of the cash, or what amount of the cash is the lying stationary on your account, which you can use for more fruitful purposes as well, right? Which can generate a further income as well. So such kind of the analysis, the mismatch in the cash flow, mismatch in the inflows and the outflows can be automatically identified, which otherwise would have taken a long period of time for a founder or for a teammate to identify. Operational efficiency, inventory management, supply chain logistic, right? So the amount of inventory I need to maintain in a particular warehouse, right? So based on the amount of the demand that is being generated in particular region. So instead of manually coming up with that rule based system, AI can automatically identify that what amount of inventory, what is the optimum amount of the inventory I need to maintain in my particular warehouse, right? Which will help us to streamline my supply chain logistic. And so that is where one of the big area when AI can actually help to reduce the operational cost. Risk management. Now, from the risk management perspective, AI can uh, add a lot of value. We have seen AI can detect anomalies in the transaction, right? So the RBI guidelines for NBFCs, there we have seen that how anti-money laundering can be incorporated in a lending business, right? All being powered by the AI and identifying the fraudulent transactions, right? All can be identified using the AI. So AI can help us to manage the risks before the damage can happen. Yes. DPI, yeah, this is one of the biggest, I think, boon in the current Indian context or the infrastructure, the kind of the digital public infrastructure that uh, central government has provided to every founder today, right? Uh, Automatic reconciliation through UPI. So the UPI transaction can be automatically mapped with a lot of different orders that has been placed with with the consumer consent. uh, the automated reconciliation and the opportunity to create a new product from those transaction is always there, and those are available on the government portal for every startup at a very minimal cost. um, um, and Demarcation of the account aggregator. So all the financial transaction, right? So under different categories of all this financial transaction, now it has become very easy for even micro lenders or even NBFCs to do an instant underwriting, and based on the certain transaction happening between multiple people, right? An organization can automatically identify if they wanted to give a lending to a particular organization based on their bank transaction that is being done, right? So instead of finding out the opportunity and spending too much on the marketing, just based on the account aggregator information, uh, the underwriting opportunity is automatically identified. uh, Onboarding of a new customer to an platform using the eKYC is again one of the smoothest way of bringing a customer into your domain, right? Bringing a customer into your product or your product hierarchy, right? So enabling a key eKYC using biometric or using a facial recognition technique, right? AI can actually enable non-fraudulent or a genuine customer onboarding to your business. Automatic document extraction. So using the OCR, object character recognition technique, which is again an extension of the AI use case, that can be used to extract the information from the document in a multilingual languages. Yes, so Bhashni is one of the key area where Indian government has actually uh, created an open source uh, infrastructure for a lot of startup uh, where they can use an API technology to bind their product with the Bhashni platform, and a rural Indians can also use this. The startup can use this technology, the AI technology, for the rural Indians, right? And they can onboard using their native language in their native language. Why startup must automate early? Yes, so early. So starting early with an automation gives a few benefit, and it is easy. First is that the team size is small, it is lean, right, and efficient for the team uh, to adjust as per the new technology. So starting new with a smaller team size will always benefit a startup, right? Uh, and the founders will understand, as in when they will start incorporating the AI in their ecosystem, that how less they are dependent on the individual employees, as in when they are uh, including a lot of different AI tools and algorithms, right? Decision making, it becomes your decision making much faster, right? And the false positive, the error happening on the employee ends will also be reduced to a substantial end. Yes. Now, what are the different domains in which AI can actually contribute? So, in marketing, operation, creation, content, and the idea creation and scheduling, right? So, a lot of time and a lot of resources being required previously to create a certain content, which is being done. I think it has been now reduced a lot by using by a lot of research. We have seen that this the content creation has been reduced by 1/10 of the time now. Creation of the personalized email based on the based on the new emails that has been received on your inbox, and the personal email has been automatically drafted, right? So all that can be integrated in your inbox. Copywriting, plagiarism check. There are a lot of tools where AI can help us to identify the or ad copying and the plagiarism. And um, also, AI can help you to identify the right optimization technique for your search engine. Right, what are the different metrics under which the optimization can happen? Right, keyword identification. Right, and it will also help us to understand that how your consumer is reacting to different marketing operations that you are doing, different marketing activities that is being performed, the reaction of the consumer, which will help to understand the consumer behavior. Yes. Lead capture in sales operation. Now gone are the days where the business need to set up a huge infrastructure on the ground level, the physical infrastructure, right? A lot of businesses are now dependent on the online lead capture, right? An automatic call has been initiated to a consumer to understand if the consumer, if the proposed consumer is a genuine customer or not, right? And if that has been identified, the customer can be a proposed customer can be a actual customer. The actual human intervention can happen there, right? Lead scoring based on the behavior and the certain reactions to the marketing activity that we have seen before. Different sale operations or the sales channels can be activated, right? CRM can be automatically identified based on the data being captured through the AI agents, right? And forecast of the revenue is more accurate. So now, since every integration from the AI has happened, so the revenue can be automatically forecasted and will be more accurate. Customer support, this is the one of the area where the founder will found that there is a lot of addition that AI can do, right? Now we have also observed that respond to the now the chatbots has been chats has been completely replaced by the chat agents. So now if the initial conversation is being not resolved, means that the conversation has not been resolved at the initial level, it goes to the human intervention, right? So there is a huge opportunity where AI can reduce the number of inflow tickets and can be resolved right upfront without too much of the human intervention, right? And common queries, like the common queries can be automatically handled. Complex issue can be translated back to the human, right? Which are the genuine query might not be able to resolve by the AI agent. And and parallelly, as in when these AI agent are talking to the different customer, they can also create a report based on the customer sentiment, right? What was the end feedback of a customer? Was the customer satisfied, right, or not satisfied, or what was the overall sentiment? Moreover, this AI agent will can be available 24/7, unlike the human, uh, which require a certain period of gap for resting. So that is not the case of the AI agent. Yes. Yeah, we have already discussed HR and hiring, screening of resumes. Resumes can be screened, right? Automatically, thousands and thousands of the resume can be screened to find out the certain skill set, right? Automatic interview scheduling, right? So that can also happen. So no one need to call manually this candidate and set up an interview and fixing up the timeline or calendar, right? So or that can be done automatically, right? Still, streamline onboarding collection of the documents and all the necessary relevant details can be automatically collected by the AI agents. Performance insight, right? So KPI and OKRs can be automatically identified, and based on that, every employee can be measured and scaled, and which now with integrating of all this AI, which we this will actually reduce hiring turnaround times, so amount of the time that is required to hire or onboard a resource to an organization, that can be substantially reduced, and which will ultimately affect the lower project's bill of cost. Right. Yeah. Finance and compliance. Now, this is a critical area where AI cannot become generic. Right? AI has to be a very specific and a very well tested, and there are a lot of algorithms which surpasses the accuracy of 98% in finance and healthcare. So, finance and compliance, along with the healthcare domain, right? That is where the AI agent need to be accurate with accuracy of more than 98%. So that kind of the accuracy is required, and we do have algorithms which can automate invoicing and collection. So a lot of thousands and thousands of transaction can be automatically matched with the different invoice that is being generated. Expense tracking approvals, automatically identifying the fake expenses and the legitimate expenses, and the automatic approval can happen on a fly, right? Payroll and the vendor payments, identifying the right payment, right? All those can be automatically done instead of a human being as a forefront to identify if the payment being legitimate or not. So all this can be identified using an AI. Cash flow and forecasting. So with all being seamlessly integrated with AI, the future cash flows can be predict can be predicted in a very with a high confidence level, that the certain inflows will be happening with a good confidence level, right? So now instead of founders going into the detailing or doing a micromanagement, this being handled by the AI agents, and founder can take care of the bigger picture of driving the organization towards the next goal. Right. Internal workflow, right? This is the place where AI has actually a lot of use cases that they have automated a lot of tasks assignment based on the skill set mapping, right? Making sure that a particular task being not assigned to one particular employee, so employee may not be overburdened uh, by a task. And the biasness, by bringing AI into the automatic task assignment, the biasness will also be not there, right? Identifying the right priorities of the team, so based on the projects and based on the based on the timelines, the aligning the right priorities for a teammate is also being provided by the AI. Creating of SOP and the documentary, I think this is the place and this is the subject where AI can excel to its best. Creating an SOP, it can scan and it can go understand the standard procedure for a lot of organization, and it can curate a specific SOPs for a given organization, right? And not only creating an SOP, AI agents can also identify uh, the repercussions that is happening because of those SOPs, right? What are the challenges that these SOPs might bring, right? It can preemptively identify the places where the malpractices of not following of the SOP can also happen. So such kind of the pre-identification can also be done by the AI agents, right? Summarization of meeting and decision. I think this is being widely used now. Creating of the minutes of meeting, right, and sharing it across the participant. That is being now a misnomer, and it is being done on the daily basis. Yes, ChatGPT, the prompt engineering using a different LLM models for creation of ideas in the workflow. That is the one place that uh, uh, the startup can use. Zapier, profit for so the financial bookkeeping, right? The record keeping and identifying the right credits and debits that has been very easily can be done by the tools like Zapier. Documentations and the planning creation of SOPs, identifying converting a image into an editable format using the OCR by a Notion AI can be very easily done. CRM automation, collecting information about your customer and keeping your CRM up to date by HubSpot and Zoho is also there today. And Tally has now been changed drastically, right? So from a bookkeeping software to a payment gateway and being integrated with the different business product lines, and all those integration has been now done in the Tally. So tools like Tally and RazorPay can actually streamline your all payment aspects. Yeah, what AI automation is not. So yeah, it's not like that AI is all about everything good, but we have to be cautious bit about something on AI that not everything can be automated in a one. So what organization wanted to do is that they wanted to pick a small set, the most mundane or most routine tasks at a time, and they keep on start automating one by one. So everything cannot be automated in a go, right? And these models and these AI algorithms, how they work, they are not like you just set up and you forget and it will work endlessly for everyone, right? These models are as good as they are today. So that as in when the market dynamics are changing, the environment in which the business is operating, that is changing. So these models and these tools need to be updated with all those changes that is happening in the environment. So it is definitely not like just deploy and forget. So continuous integration of the marketing dynamics and the domain need to go into this tool on the timely basis. And definitely these models and these AI tools also require some amount of training, and it will definitely not work perfectly from the day one, right? So yes, so there is a transition. There is a transition how these tools will translate from the day one till the perfection. So there is some lag in that. Not every team member will happily accept this automation, right? So judgmental biasness, all those human factors will always be there. So yeah, these are the some of the areas where a founder need to be a bit cautious while implementing AI into their business. uh, Mistake that kills automated effort, automatic broken process, right? So process without identifying what has actually uh, killed a particular process. You are trying to automate it, it will subject to fail it again. Overcomplicating workflow. So instead of so connecting this to our previous slide where we wanted to automate everything in a go, so that will overcomplicate your workflow. So take things into bits and pieces and try to automate one thing at a time and make it simple, and that is how it will happen. Ignoring team adaptation. See, ultimately all these tools and the AI agents and AI models, this has to be managed by the human, and behind the scene humans are the one who will manage them. So their adaptation, their acceptance is of prime importance. So we need a team member who are skilled enough to understand these automations and can change accordingly. Uh, yes, so not like adapting to this AI automation will completely remove the human judgment from the picture. As long as there are the human, there will be some judgmental, there will be some biasness that will be there in the system, and we as a founder has to accept it, right? And calculating the right OI or ROI, right? Based on the amount of investment being done in this AI and the amount of inflow and the time that is being saved, right? So the calculating the right ROI is also necessary. Yeah. Yeah. What's the framework for automating? So identify the rule-based tasks, right? So identify where opportunities in the organization where most of the decisions are being based on the rules. So convert those rule into automatic tasks. uh, Workflow manually. So identify the workflow which being repetitively followed in a particular manner on a manual basis. You might wanted to translate that into an automated AI workflow, right? Choose simple AI tools. Yeah, there are a lot of tools which are very complex, and the complex as tool are they require more time to get accumulated as per your business need and requirement. So start with a very simple tool. Test with the one small process. So as we have discussed, the test with the MVP, test with the minimum valid proposition product, and then as in when it becomes a successful, you translate it to the next level of workflow and measure time and the cost saving. So also at the end of every integration or every AI automation, you measure the amount of the time being saved and the amount of cost being done into that given into that particular uh, AI automation workflow. Yes. Yeah, I think that is all for today's webinar, and I'm happy to take any questions forward.
Yeah, Shashank. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session. So, we have a question from Pranjal. So, how do investors evaluate AI-driven operational efficiency?
Yes. So, see, we have already discussed that. So, amount of time prior to automating and particular workflow and post integrating AI workflow, right? So, the amount of times, two things we need to measure. First, in terms of the time, that amount of time that we have been previously investing, right? And amount of the cash that we are burning in that manual workflow. So these are the two key metrics in which uh, uh, a particular AI automation workflow can be measured.
Okay, and another question, which is quite interesting. So, how do non-tech founders manage AI implementation?
Yes. So there are a lot of out of the box tools. Those are AI tools. Those are available, which doesn't require any non techie to understand the functioning of those AI, right? So those are available out of the box like Zoho, Zapier, right? So there is a AI model behind the scene which will work flawlessly for you without you being uh, expert into that particular tool, but someone who is experienced wanted to know and wanted to curate a particular tool for their business specific use case, right? Definitely they can set up this tool to their native environment. They can fine tune these tools for their specific need. Yes. So there's a whole lot of tools that is available in the kitty for someone who is completely new without any background into the AI, and also for someone who is very experienced and understand how these tools works.
Okay, so I guess we are running out of time, and you gave a wonderful session. So thank you again for such an insightful and practical session. And on behalf of GeneQ, we sincerely appreciate your time and valuable perspectives on you shared with the
Thank
founders.
you.
So to all the participants, thank you for joining us and actively engaging in today's session. We look forward to welcoming you again in our upcoming programs. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.